Fiji, and welcome to Speak Your Mind on Gold FM. I'm Louise. Traffic police is not only an important component of the police force, but a crucial one as well. An increase in movement on our roads is always anticipated during the festive season, and as seen in the past, safety is not always prioritized. Let's work together to make December 2018 fatal and accident-free. Of course, looking forward too. Now, road safety is everyone's responsibility. Our guest today is from the Traffic Department of the Fiji Police Force, George Tuvana. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
How do traffic police help us? That will be our first question.
That's good. Well, if there is any case of accidents where any victim is involved in any kind of accident, that's where we will see that the matter has to be reported, and we are there to investigate the matter, right to the depth and the strength of, to find out to provide justice to the complainants.
Okay, so how can we help traffic police?
Well, basically, when we see the members of public, they can help us in many ways. If you are a driver driving a motor vehicle on the road, if you see any other drivers, they are not following the road rules and regulations, driving in a dangerous manner, or suddenly making a turn, or the driver believed to be drunk, in this type of situation, they must call our 919 or 917 to let us know that so-and-so driver has been speeding or believed to be drunk, so that our police are aware, and at the same time we can relay this message to those traffic vehicles which are on the road.
Yeah, that's really important. Do you have many people ringing the 919 to inform you of incidences such as this, or do you think you could need more people to actually let you know?
No, we need more people to give us information.
Yes.
We will only working on the information which has been received from the members of public.
Yes, that's a very good answer. So is there anything else that we can help traffic police in?
That is what I've mentioned, that we need a lot of support from the members of public. But they are the ones always there on the road, and they are the ones always see how the drivers are behaving. So we will be in the position according to their information to us.
Okay, but we'll be back soon on Speak Your Mind, Gold FM, only the classic hits. Speak Your Mind on Gold FM, only the classic hits. Good to have your company, and we speak to our friend from the Traffic Department, George Tuvana. As we know, it is the festive season, and there's obviously going to be a lot of movement on our roads. Now, Mr. Tuvana, how is the traffic police ensuring road safety during the festive season?
Well, our operation has already started. It started from 10th and will finish till 10th of January. And our men are well briefed as to what course of actions they will be taking. There will be a lot of radar operations will be conducted on the roads, securing the safety of the road and the people who are traveling along Western Division or from Suva Corridor to Western Corridor.
Okay.
At the same time, there will be a lot of random breath tests for drunk and drive drivers, speeding. So this is how we will conduct our operation during this festive season.
Yes, I have noticed, because I have been traveling lately, and I've noticed a lot of the police on the side of the roads hiding, which is good, so people are caught unawares. I know sometimes people don't like traffic police, because they think that, you're giving them a ticket. But it's very important. But yes, can you please tell us, Mr. Tuvana, what is the total number of traffic infringement notices issued so far?
Well, if you see our stats, right from 1st January till yesterday, we have recorded 112,057 traffic infringement notices were received.
Okay, so that number compared to last year, is there any comparison? Have we done better, or is it worse?
No, we have done better this year.
Okay, that's good to hear. So out of the total number of traffic infringements, how many have been for speeding?
For speeding, we have a record here, 55,035 bookings were done for drivers for speeding.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so how much over the posted speed limit is the magic number where a person gets pulled over for certain?
Yeah, if you see, well, the national speed limit is 80 kilometers.
Right.
But still, a lot of awareness being done, but drivers are still speeding. I cannot see any changes developing in the drivers, even though there were a lot of awareness programs were conducted. But drivers, it's very difficult to change their attitude. I think that is the main concern, what we have seen, that drivers fail to change their attitude. And those are the contributing factor to these road collisions right now.
And that's just not on because, I mean, road accidents, road deaths are horrible. It's something very horrible to go through, traumatic even for the survivors.
Yes, madam.
Yes. So how do you think that you can change the mindset? I mean, it must, like you said, it's a challenge for you. But what do you think?
Well, we have set operations like this. We have also, there is a community policing department within our organization. So what we are doing, we are allocating officers to be deployed with them when they are going and visiting the members of community. Mm-hmm. At the same time, we are also relaying our message in terms of traffic awareness. That is one of the strategies. And the other, we are conducting the schools lectures so that what we are trying to plant to the children, that they become a good road modeler. So some of the messages which we are trying to relay to the students, they are the best person to address to their parents.
Yeah, I think that's a very good move because, I mean, children, yes.
And likewise, we are also doing joint operation with LTA.
Right.
And random breath test. We are conducting random breath test, especially weekends, and also radar operations. These are some of the strategies right now we are operating with.
Thank you. So when you say you work together with LTA, how are the speed cameras going? Do you get many people booked for speeding through the speed cameras?
Yes. Okay. They're still operating, and then they normally deal with LTA.
Right.
So once drivers are going to renew their driving license, that's where the infringement notice has been notified to them that so-and-so date and time you've been booked.
Okay. So do speed limits apply to emergency vehicles?
Well, exactly. We have powers like police, fire and ambulance. We got powers under Section 25 that we may exceed such limit, provided that the vehicles which have electronic device, we have to own all those electronic device so that the other riders or other road users are aware that so-and-so vehicle are on emergency.
Right. So do speed limits apply to buses?
Well, exactly. The buses must be within the 60 kilometers.
But yes, I've noticed buses go really fast. I mean, I know the bus that I catch, so it should be my responsibility to tell the bus driver not to go fast, right?
Situation like that, ma'am, I would say that if the drivers are having that type of attitude or speeding where they should not be speeding, I would say the members of public or the riders are there inside the bus, they must complain. They must lodge a report. So on their report, the matter will be very thoroughly investigated.
Okay.
And we'll ensure that the driver must be taken to task.
Yes, and I think, like you said, it's our responsibility to report. So out of the total number of traffic infringements, how many had been for drunk driving cases?
Well, as I mentioned, when we see our stats from 1st of January till 10th of this month, right. 2018, we have clocked 1,119 drivers had been arrested for drunken drive.
Jeez. I know there is a zero tolerance on drinking and driving.
Exactly.
And it's reported that in the past 2 weeks, the number of drivers arrested was 30. What can you say about this?
Well, as I've mentioned, that so many awareness programs have been done. But still, drivers are not changing. They are not adapting what we are trying to adapt on them. They are still with their old version and old type of thinking. And what we are trying to do, we are trying our best to reduce the number of fatalities and serious accidents on our road. But it seems to us that drivers are just hitting from this side and it goes out from the other side. That's what we have, during our analysis and assessment, we have made.
Very bad. So what is the punishment for drink driving?
Well, it is the discretion of the court. Normally, drivers sometimes, normally what I've seen according to our states, that most of the files has been taken to court, and drivers being fined more than $500, and also their driving license. It's a must. The driving license will be cancelled or disqualified for certain period.
Yes.
The minimum period is 3 months, but the maximum is 1 year. So that lies on the discretion of the court.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Now, what is the punishment of causing death by dangerous driving?
As I've elaborated
that would be a bit more than obviously
yes.
drink driving, much
it will
more.
be much more.
Mm-hmm.
And then the discretion lies on the court. It's
Right.
how the case has been addressed to the court. And then driving lesson is a must that it will be disqualified. Provided the evidence, then it will be the discretion of the court to decide whether such driver is to be taken to or sentenced to jail or suspended for their driving lesson, or maybe remanded. That entirely depends on the decision of the court.
Okay, then, on Speak Your Mind, Gold FM, only the classic hits. We'll be back shortly for more. Speak Your Mind, and we have from the Traffic Department, this is George Tuvana, who's been talking to us. This is a live radio talkback show, so if there's anything that you'd like to share with us, you're most welcome to call 3220-906 or 7732-906. Now, just continuing from where we left off, Mr. Tuvana, what about repeat offenders who continuously disregard traffic laws? How are these people dealt with?
Thank you, ma'am. Right now, we are very strict compliance with monitoring of these repeated offenders. We had a meeting with LTA. We have liaised with LTA that those type of drivers will be taken to task, especially repeated offenders. We are using that monitoring mechanism right now.
Yeah, but we seem to have a lot of reckless drivers in Fiji, because I've got an auntie who travels to Fiji for holidays, or she has traveled in the past, and she gets very nervous when she drives here for some reason, like, she grabs hold onto her seat. So, I think it's the way our drivers, drive the vehicles,
Yes,
which makes her nervous, which is reckless driving?
Exactly.
Okay, so how can you describe reckless driving?
Well, reckless driving right now, what I've said, that especially the young ones right now, they've been issued with a driving license, and most of them are not a bit experienced, and sometimes they do know the fact that they should utilize those road furnitures on the road. Despite of having those traffic signs on the road, yet they are not following those road traffic signs. That's where they always make other road users nervous.
So you can explain how important traffic signs are. Obviously, when you get your license, you're supposed to know each and every one of them.
That is one of the criteria when you are going for the driving test, that you must know all the signs of the road.
Because that helps you.
Exactly.
It guides you.
Yes.
Okay.
If you see, like, for example, school teachers, they teach children. So likewise here on the road, the teachers are the road signs. So if you are going to obey all those road signs, definitely you will reach your destination safely, I would say.
See? You can avoid all these unnecessary, horrible deaths.
Exactly.
Because I can't think of anything that could be worse than being involved in a horrible accident. So how many deaths have been recorded so far this year compared to last year?
If you see our stats, so far we have 65 fatal accidents occurred this year, 2018. Compared to 2017, it was 70.
Okay.
So right now we are trying our best to put a lot of strategies to see that we must not exceed this number 65.
Yes, that would be good. So, when we have talkbacks like this, it might at least wake up some people to think responsibly. And, everyone can enjoy Christmas and New Year. Okay, so how many pedestrians have died so far this year?
According to our stats, pedestrians for 2018 was 22. Compared to 2017, it was 33.
Oh, okay. So, we're still to reach the end of the year. So, How did the pedestrians get hit by a vehicle? Give some examples. You don't have to give exactly all of them.
Most of the things we have come across that it is the negligence of the parents. Sometimes, especially in these school holidays, that's why we are very much concerned about the parents, that wherever they are going, if you see the siblings are with them, they must ensure that they are with them all the time. Do not let them to be led by other people or any member of public.
Yes, that's so true.
That's one thing, and especially at night, we see that most of the pedestrians are crossing the road and they are not wearing the right clothes, especially if they are wearing dark, which is unseen by the drivers. The drivers could not see them. And that is one of the contributing factors where these pedestrians are involved in accidents. And they are also sometimes very careless on the road.
Jaywalking.
Yes, jaywalking. They are because they don't know the velocity and the acceleration of that vehicle. And then they start to walk the way they prefer.
Right.
And that is, I would say that we are trying to educate those people in schools that when you are crossing, please, as soon as possible. But make sure you must ensure both the sides, the road should be completely clear. And then when you are crossing, as far as you cross the other side, you must keep on looking both the sides until you reach your other side of the road or your destination.
Yes, and the common one too is the crossing at the back and in front of buses.
Yes.
I mean, that one children normally always get.
And another thing, like at night, they must wear something which is visible, I would say, like a reflective, so that the drivers can see them, that there is someone on the road.
Yeah, I've noticed they've got some, shoes, sneakers.
Yes.
And then, like you said, the reflector jackets as well.
Exactly.
Or get, just be visible. That's really important. Okay, so that's our pedestrians. So you are advising parents and guardians to always be with their children. Don't trust giving their children to someone else to take responsibility
Exactly,
of.
ma'am.
Man, I know. That is, I've noticed a lot. And I think it's the members of the public's duty also to tell a parent or guardian if they see that what they're doing is wrong, to tell them to do the right thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'm sure everything would be better.
I agree with you.
Okay. So, what are the main causes of serious or fatal accidents on our roads, Mr. Tuvana?
Well, speeding is one of them. When you see our stats, it's 55,000. Speeding is one of the main contributing factor to these fatal accidents. And drunken driving is another one. And sometimes, it's not always, but it's random, that when drivers are driving and at the same time they're using that mobile communication, which really brings obstacles, they are most concerned. For example, if there is an argument on the phone, so their concentration is not right on the road.
Oh, man,
that's where they always end up in collisions. And the other factor is drunken drive. Yet they know the fact that they will be driving and consuming the amount of alcohol, the content, and they are, for sure, they know that they shouldn't be doing that. But yet they are driving after being consuming liquor. And they know very well that they will end up in an accident.
And the worst thing is that, the victims, it can be someone who is innocent.
Exactly.
Following the rules, a careful person while driving, and just because of one careless person, that one, the other person, innocent person, can pay with his or her life.
Very true, ma'am.
And
even the passengers in his vehicle.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And, I think this is just not on, and people should wake up and take safety seriously. So what is the law in regards to the use of mobile devices whilst driving? And I'm actually, I'm quite surprised that these are one of the main reasons for accidents.
Yes, there is an offense. Improper use of communication device, and the fine is $200.
So, okay. So, have you got many people?
Yes, so far, there are some people being charged for that. So that's what I'm saying. I appeal to the members of public: if you see the drivers are riding on the road while their vehicle is still in motion and they are using this type of device, please do not hesitate to inform police. So that it's very important that we should know the registration number of the vehicle. So according to the registration number of the vehicle, that driver will be very easily identified.
So that's to call 919?
Yes.
Okay.
Or even if you are not managed to get 919, it will be better if they reach the nearest police station.
Yes. Thank you so much. And we'll be back shortly on Speak Your Mind. Gold FM, only the classic hits. Speak Your Mind on Gold FM. Only the classic hits. Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the program and also making sure that you are going to take road safety very seriously after this talkback show. Excuse me. But, an accident is very scary. But, if there is one person we all love to hate, that is Mr. Traffic Police Officer. I'm sorry to say, but to most road users, a traffic police officer is worse than a landlord and a loan shark rolled together. But anyway, seen by some as, merely what I was saying, for better understanding of why roadblocks are necessary. Can you tell us what are the reasons for having roadblocks?
Well, ma'am, roadblocks, we have powers to conduct roadblocks under Section 22 of Police Act 85. Reason being conducting these roadblocks really assist us is not only checking the motor vehicles, but also assist. That's why when we are putting our men on operation, they've been briefed that we are not only looking at the traffic infringement parts. No. We are also looking on those areas. Maybe such a vehicle may be carrying some kind of drugs. Or maybe some people, the occupants of that vehicle, are known criminals. So that's how it assists us that those people, officers on the ground, if they see there is one of the known criminal in the vehicle, that's how we communicate. And that information is given to our crime personals. So they are aware, they are alert that so-and-so is around. So if any criminal activities takes place, then they are the most likely suspect to be taken in.
Okay.
That's how it works. So there are a lot of things that like we are hitting two birds with one stone.
Right. So anything else you can explain why it's important and what the reasons for having roadblocks?
Yes, exactly. And as far as the traffic is concerned, we are checking the vehicles so that the drivers are aware that what is wrong in your vehicle.
Okay.
So if there is the handbrakes or the brakes are not working or any light, because these are some of the contributing factors.
Right, like if one headlight is working and one is not. Okay.
So it's not that we are going to book them, but provided we can allow the driver to give him awareness that if this can be repaired and can be shown to us.
Okay.
But we also can use that initiative too.
Yes.
To tell the drivers that please, this is one of the very contributing factors. If the indicator is not working, you could end up in any kind of collision. So why can't we just repair the thing and we can give them respective time to come and show it to us that it has been repaired.
Okay.
So it is the safety of the driver and the occupants in the vehicle. That's why we are checking those vehicles on the road.
Right, that's good. We selfishly criticize and overlook the importance of your selfless police officers who are doing their work. Yes. So, we should be fair. Okay, so if a cop asks me a question during a traffic stop, and I don't cooperate, what can the policeman do within the scope of the law?
Well, we expect the members of the public must cooperate. It is very important because we should work as a partnership. That's how we can combat this traffic accidents. And then I would say that if they are not cooperating, then we have powers to take actions on that. The driver can be arrested. We have other alternatives to ask his name and address. And so-and-so driver fails to give name and address, we may arrest him there and then.
Okay, so if you're driving a car, what do you need to have with you in case of being pulled over by traffic police? If you're driving and, what do you need to have with you in case of being pulled over by traffic police? The requirements, maybe sometimes you ask for the license or something?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
think it's very clear that any driver in the vehicle must carry their driving license all the time. Because it's very clear that you must produce your driving license on demand.
Okay.
So when there is any operation on the road, if police officer is asking for the driving license, the driver must produce on demand. So these are some of the things you must carry.
All the time while you're driving?
Yes.
That's it, just a driving license?
Driving license, very important.
Thank you. And what happens if traffic police flag someone down and they don't stop? What then can police do? Like just for instance, you got a roadblock and you flagging someone down and they drive right through. What does police do after that?
That's an offense.
Okay,
this offense is that fail to stop when required to do so by a police officer. Okay. That's an offense.
So what can you do? Can you just throw some nails on the road or something?
No, normally we don't do that.
Like you see in the movies.
In our perspective, we will only consider that maybe this driver must have committed any offense.
That's the first thing that will
Right.
come in your mind, right?
Yes, and the other thing we might see that this driver is about to commit any offense on his way. That's why this way to those roadblocks where officers have been standing.
Yes.
And on that basic, what we alert our mother stations by giving their registration number, so-and-so vehicle failed to stop when was done or required by a police officer.
So when it's like coming towards the roadblock and it's not stopping, how do you get the registration number really quickly? You take a picture or something, or you just you
we
can see it?
just see and get
okay.
the registration, and we contact the nearest police station,
Yeah.
mother station, to contact our National Traffic Command Center to
Right.
get all the information about this vehicle and get the depth who is the owner of the vehicle, so it becomes easy for us to identify who was the driver is.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be back on Speak Your Mind, Gold FM, only the classic hits. Gold FM, only the classic hits. This is Speak Your Mind. Thank you for your company. Our live radio talkback show. If you have a question, you can call 3220906 or 77329007. Now, we were speaking about road blocks, Mr. Tuvana. So, it can also be a risk on the police officer's part when someone doesn't obey and, just drives right through. So it must be pretty scary for the police officer to encounter this sort of thing.
Exactly. In terms like when they fail to stop, our police officers must always be cautioned. They have to use precautionary measures. It's not that when you are trying to stop a vehicle, they must wear the reflective vest and all those things to protect them. For example, the other road users can see that there is a roadblock on the road. And if you have a clear mind that so-and-so vehicle is not trying to stop, so please do not act as a hero. We normally teach them what course of action they should take.
Okay.
It's not that they should come right on the road. No. So it's easy that you use other alternative just to get the registration number of that vehicle, and we do our normal process on that.
Okay, so we got a question through our Facebook page requesting for more checkpoints. So do you think you have enough checkpoints at this moment, or are you going to get more?
Yes, we will, in this festive period, we will have more roadblocks will be conducted, and we might be conducting some snap roadblocks that will be enforcing other roadblocks, the major roadblocks.
Okay.
These snap roadblocks will be there for about 20 minutes, and then they keep on moving to those prone traffic areas where most of the accidents are occurred.
Okay, thank you. Now, how do you decide which car to stop if several are speeding at the same time? I mean, if you've got traffic police on the side of the road with their radars and all. I mean, what about if there are two, both speeding?
When we are placing the radar on the road, so what is the speed of the vehicle? And then the speed says about more than 80. Where is the sign states that the driver should have been traveling at 40 or 50.
Okay.
So if we see, that is our, that's what we call that's eyewitness.
Okay.
But the radar will catch one speed. So if you see both vehicles are coming at that end, we can charge both of the vehicles. We can stop them, and then the way you address your case in court.
Yes.
That's how it.
Okay, thank you. Now, sleepy drivers are compared to drunk drivers, they say. Is that right?
Sleepy drivers normally, to some extent, but that's what I've said, that if drivers are drunk, that's where they lose their concentration on the road because they might get sleep because of the consumption of the alcohol. But I would say another contributing factor is fatigue. Like drivers when they do not have enough rest.
So what should they do if, or what are the signs of them feeling, like they want to sleep?
Yes, if so is the case, they should park their vehicle on the side of the road to have a little bit rest, just to see that you are capable of driving, then you remove your vehicle from that side. Otherwise, you rest until such time when you get fit.
Yes, I think this is very important.
Yes, it is very important for drivers to note on that.
Thank you very much. Okay, now, what are some road safety tips do you have for us for the festive season?
Well, I just want to address the members of public, number one. Right, for example, when our police officers are conducting these radar operations on the road, what we have seen that some of the drivers, where we need their support in terms of supporting us, they're alerting other road users that so-and-so police officers are there on the road. I think by flashing the lights.
Oh, dear.
So please, I just want to inform the members of public that if you are caught in that circumstance, I would say there is an offense, and it is called improper use of lamp. And the minimum fine for that is $50 fine.
Right.
Right? For alerting other road users that there is a police red operations down there. So
Can't believe
the maximum
it.
fine
That's
is
really
$500. So I would like to appeal these drivers, please, instead of doing that, because they are the ones contributing to those other drivers to involve in serious accidents. See? They should, instead of flashing the light, they should allow these vehicles to go and then let the police officers do their part.
Well, obviously, I mean, you could avoid a serious accident. Now, please don't do that. But unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. Mr. Tuvana, it's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we must stress again on the public support.
Yes.
Report
Very important.
someone you see who is drink driving
Yes.
or breaking the rules.
Rules.
You can save someone's life.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you very
time,
much.
Mr. Tuvana, and he is from the Fiji Police Force, the Traffic Department, on Gold FM. Speak Your Mind. Thank you a lot for your company. Until next week, Nisamwa Demanda.